if you want to put some Render TPR. Dash. Work on this. Respiration, yeah.
Respiration. 100.8. 100.8. What's the time?
Take it right there. 11:53. Should be good, right? Yep.
I'll get the breathing.
Oh, you got the breathing. Just gotta get the pulse. Okay, see this small tooth right here?
Yeah.
That little small tooth right there is what we're going to take right there,
Yep.
right behind the large canine. And that'll tell us how old he is. Yep, you're on 0.
Yep.
Okay.
Need more or?
Yep.
No chest plays.
Teeth good, normal.
You're not going to have to go to the dentist anymore. You can do it yourself.
That's right. P-58.
All right.
Long, that's beyond the tape, but that's 60 inches to the end of the tape. 58 stands for the number, and that's a permanent mark in case he loses his ear tags, which is very common among males as they fight. Right about 180. There's about 180 times. Yeah. Scale number 11. No, 13. This is from the fighting. He has done a little bit of fighting with other bears. This time of year is the big time for that. When he gets a little bigger, he'll have a lot more. He has 2 punctures, Ash, 1 on his cheek, a small scar, his lower cheek, and 1 back at the base of his neck.
Just very little impact from the snare.
Yes, okay, right. Very good point.
Almost no swelling.
No swelling, I mean, just very little impact at all. So.
That was the left wrist. Incredible. That's what I thought.
And they're surprisingly incredible climbers, even at this size.
I find it personally difficult to call a method unfair that's only 25% successful. 3 out of 4 hunters are unsuccessful at harvesting a bear. So to me, that doesn't really hold water that well, because to me, if 3 out of 4 people don't get a bear and the bear wins 3 out of 4 times, then I believe that's you know, a sporting chance. So it's all how you look at it, but it's mostly I think about that. But I don't really like to try to speak for them. But that's I'm not in that camp.
How? I mean, I've never seen it done. How is it achieved? How do you do it?
Well, the hunters have to spend. You have like 30 days prior to the season to pre-bait, and plus you can continue to try to bait the bears during the season. So you have to carry a lot of attractive foods to the bears, to sites into the woods, and then set up a stand, often a tree stand or ground blind, and sit really quietly. And you've got to take into consideration a lot of factors. The bears have a lot of facilities to protect themselves against being shot by a hunter, and one of those is the sense of smell is incredible. So if they can get into a position where they can tell you're there, then they won't show themselves. So you have to try to get it set up, keep your scent to a minimum, be absolutely still, no movement, and then wait for the bear. And if things go well and everything comes together, then you would get an opportunity at a bear. And one thing about bait hunting that's kind of attractive is that it offers close shots that are very effective shots at close range, and you're also able to really look the animal over and try to decide if that's the animal you want to kill. And quite often that's works in favor of females with cubs, and bait hunters are very reluctant to shoot an adult female that has cubs with her, so that's another positive thing about bait hunting.
And the act in itself, how long are these people sitting in a tree stand or in a blind?
Most people usually go out for 3 or 4 hours in the evening.
They kind of know
afternoon.
when they show. Yeah.
And that's your most productive period of time, and that's a long time to sit and sit still. And we're sitting here getting pestered by mosquitoes. Well, they have the same thing to deal with. And
Now, have you done it? Are you a hunter?
I've hunted, yes.
Do you
I've hunted
enjoy it?
bear. Yeah, I do very much. Yeah.
What is it about it that you enjoy?
Well, it's a very intimate form of hunting. You're very close to the animal, and so it's quite exciting. I don't. Hunting is a very difficult thing to explain why you enjoy hunting. I enjoy hunting deer. I enjoy hunting rabbits. I enjoy hunting partridge. It works for me, but I don't think it works for everybody, and it doesn't need to work for everyone. What we're really asking to defeat this bear referendum, we're asking to allow people to hunt bears, those that want to hunt bears, and we're not looking for more bear hunters. We have enough bear hunters. We just want to allow those that want to hunt bears to continue hunting bears.
How is it a popular sport? I mean, is it gaining popularity?
It has over the last 20 years. I would say it's nearly stabilized now at about 15,000 bear hunters, and but 10 years ago we only had 10,000 bear hunters, so it has increased significantly in the last 10 or 15 years for sure.
Other forms of hunting bear, dogs.
Yeah, hounds. A certain segment of bear hunters like to chase them with hounds, and that's a very strenuous, difficult method of harvesting a bear, and it has a success rate that's very similar to bait hunters, and it depends on how much work you put into it, but a lot of hound owners will chase bears throughout the season and be quite successful, but they put a lot of dedication into it, and they have to keep the hounds year-round as well.
Is it possible to hunt bear the way you hunted here? Stalking?
It's possible.
Are there people that do it?
Absolutely, but it's a very low success rate in that way. We have 170-some thousand deer hunters, and of our 177,000 deer hunters last year, they shot under 200 bears. So it's obviously not very effective, and it doesn't appear to be an option that will allow us to reach the harvest level that we are shooting for to stabilize the population. It takes work. You got to work at it. Dad, could you come in and take a picture? My father, we talked about having guests. My father hasn't been out. This is the first time my father's been out with me since 1987. I've trapped bears for over 20 years, and it's been 14 years since he's been out, so really glad he's able to get out.
He taught you?
Well, he taught me a lot. He taught me more than I'll ever teach anybody, I think. So.
I won't pay no attention to Dad.
And Mom's never been before. Mom's never
You
seen.
know,
my mother's never.
Mom's never seen you.
Never seen.
How do you feel? Are you a little nervous?
No,
No, okay.
I'm proud. I'm proud that Randy
bet
can
you
do
are.
such a good job.
Okay, everybody look at me and smile.
See, his hair is getting pretty wore out, and you can see he's about to lose it all and start over with a new coat. It's not as pretty as he would be, but in the winter time, what keeps them dry is these long black guard hairs, the glossy guard hairs. These long guard hairs lets the rain fall and stay on the outside and never touch the skin, and the wool looks just like wool underneath. What keeps him warm. He'll always be dry down on the skin no matter how much it rains. So even if they're in an open outside den, they never get cold. This is not a particularly long-haired bear, but if you put your finger down there and measure it, the hair is this deep. And this is not a long-haired bear, but it's like 4 or 5 inches deep all the way down to the skin. It just doesn't really look that deep when you first see it.
He's breathing heavy.
He's dreaming. See his lips.
Okay, she wants to take a picture.
They're actually as cute up front, as close up as they are when you think about them. I mean,
Yeah.
They are snuggly.
Smell it.
He smells great.
They do.
He's got a great smell.
Smell better than a dog, don't they?
Absolutely.
And you always hear about how bad they smell, and now you know that's not true.
Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm this close to a bear.